His Radiant Sword here, and we're back. I suppose you know what the background says. It's a video you guys have been wanting me to do for a while. You've wanted me to do another one of these for a while now, and several of you asked me to do it, and what we're watching is top 10, or is it top 25? Sorry, it's top 24 scariest SCPs 2. Once again, from TATS, because you guys loved the TATS videos I did last time, and I haven't reacted to one of their videos in a while, so I haven't done any reactions in a while, and I'll explain more on why there has not been very many reactions after the video, because this is an hour long, and I want to jump right into this, because I am also new shirt. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this.
Censored beeps in this video are classified names or locations that are withheld from public hearing and are therefore edited for legal reasons from the SCP agency. In association with the SCP website, Secure, Contain, Protect.
This video contains disturbing content, violent content, scary content, flashing lights and sudden loud noises. Viewer discretion advised.
The SCP Foundation is a secret organization of scientists who are devoted to collecting and containing all the supernatural objects and creatures in the world for the sake of protecting the rest of mankind from them. SCP stands for Special Containment Procedures, and their unofficial motto is Secure, Contain, Protect.
Items contained by SCP are classed as one of the following. Safe, which are items that can be reliably and safely contained and can be handled safely with proper procedures. Euclid, which are unpredictable and harder to contain than the safe objects. And keter. These require extensive and precise containment procedures. Most keter items also pose an enormous threat to humanity.
The Foundation often uses D-Class personnel to handle and experiment extremely hazardous objects and anomalies. These people tend to be prison inmates convicted of violent crimes, especially those on death row. In times of duress, the Foundation will even use political prisoners, refugee populations, and ordinary civilians as alternative sources of D-Class personnel.
One of the most disturbing things about SCPs is that all of them were located and contained after coming into contact with a regular civilian human, going about their business, with no knowledge of what the thing is, how it works, or where it came from. Consider that there's an indeterminate number of supernatural objects that could qualify as an SCP scattered around the world, and you could run into, say, an undocumented keter class at any minute during your daily routine.
Before I go ahead and start, I know you guys want me to I know a lot of you want me to stop pausing to talk, but it's good to be back. It's good to hear their voices again. I've missed hearing the TATS team's voices. It's honestly refreshing.
SCP-093. Object Class, Euclid. SCP-093 is primarily a red disc carved from a stone composite resembling cinnabar, with circular engravings and unknown symbols carved. SCP-093 will change its hue when being held by a living individual. The colors taken by SCP-093 are still being researched to establish a link. Current belief holds that the changes depend on regrets being carried by the holder. If SCP-093 is removed from a mirror and not held by a person, It will seek out the nearest mirror-like surface. SCP-093 has been observed to travel in the largest possible circle while rolling, building up phenomenal speed. The mechanism of this acceleration is currently unknown. If an obstacle is between SCP-093 and the nearest mirror-like surface, it will use this momentum to punch through the obstacle and continue on its course at this speed. It will only stop when the mirror-like surface is contacted. Despite tremendous impact velocities, no damage will be dealt to SCP-093 or the mirror that it seeks. No records exist to clarify the nature of SCP-093's discovery or the presence in the Foundation. Since no records exist explaining SCP-093's method of containment, a test procedure was initiated to establish why mirrors must be used to contain it. The results of SCP-093-T1 led to the discovery of living beings holding SCP-093 being able to move through mirrors, and the series of tests in SCP-093-T2 to ascertain the destination reached through this travel. SCP-093 is kept in a silver-lined mirror on a 0.3 by 0.23 meter pedestal, at least 4 feet off the ground floor, in a containment cell block. SCP-093 must remain on a mirror at all times and under video surveillance. Admittance into the area of SCP-093's containment must be authorized only with proper video recording and subject retrieval procedures in place.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. That's awesome. Fucking insane.
SCP-401 Object Class Euclid. Physically, this creature resembles a tall, dead eucalyptus tree at a height of 40 meters. Biologically, however, this plant-like creature seems to be formed of human matter, though sharing the same properties and function of a regular eucalyptus plant. The roots of the tree are made up of human arms, some of which split into 2 or 3 forearms at the elbow. The trunk is said to be made up of several vertebral columns which split to form one single vertebrae. Each root has a fully grown and fully functioning jaw, as well as a mouth attached at the end, which is used for digging and consuming prey. Each hand has a human eye. The base of the trunk contains 2 hearts which pump blood around the structure of the plant. SCP-401 has only one stomach, and although we know a lot about its general biological form, we know little to nothing about its psychology. During spring, SCP-401 will go into bloom. Though it is genetically a human male, it will grow female sexual organs. The vaginal openings are located on the palms of its hands, with canals extending 18 centimeters along each wrist to a bulge which contains a fully formed uterus and ovaries. 5 days after the formation of the organs, menstruation occurs, at which point male sexual organs begin to develop in their place over a period of 10 days. During this phase, SCP-401 will attack human females for the purpose of reproduction. SCP-401 is kept in an enclosed area at site. Once a day, personnel are to locate at least 10 roots which should be fed a total of 15 liters of nutritional supplement and to remove any solid waste produced. Female personnel are not to enter the site at any time between March 15th and April 1st. SCP-401 was discovered near the French city of Bordeaux when agents responded to reports of the ground bleeding. On arrival, they found a mouth embedded in the soil, licking up the blood in the dirt with its elongated tongue. It was given SCP status and excavated from the area.
Catch my ass running out of that forest. I essentially like how that's basically a rape tree. It's basically a rape tree. Secondly, it grows vaginas on its hand. That could be considered still a hand job, or would that be just full on? Like, would you do it like this? Or would the tree just take its hand and go on the dick? I know, is that still technically a hand job? Or is that sex at that point?
SCP-606.
I'm thinking too much into it.
Object Class, Keter.
Fuck.
SCP-606 appears as a spherical mass of light variable of size and intensity. Most commonly, it is approximately 85 centimeters in diameter and emits 220 candelas of luminosity. But it has also been observed to grow up to 10 meters in diameter and emit over 100,000 candelas. SCP-606 has also been observed to shrink to 4 centimeters in diameter, emitting no less than 0.5 candela. Despite its ability to emit large amounts of light, SCP-606 emits no heat. It does not appear to be composed of any form of matter and is able to pass through material barriers effortlessly. It is presently theorized that SCP-606 is an entity composed purely of knowledge and information information obtained from SCP-606 itself appears to corroborate this. Furthermore, SCP-606 appears to derive substance from information, growing in both size and luminosity when provided with sources of information to its aforementioned maximum size and shrinking when it is deprived from this. It is capable of feeding off of a large number of different sources, including digital devices, books, magnetic tape, and living beings, which simply involves SCP-606 surrounding the object. This process does not appear to affect its sources in any way. Digital media stored on flash drive is used in the maintenance of SCP-606, so the specific details as well as approximate size of all information provided by SCP-606 may be easily recorded. SCP-606 is sapient, apparently self-aware of all knowledge it has gained over its existence, and capable of intelligent communication. SCP-606 currently resides in an unfurnished 20 meter by 25 meter by 8 meter cell at site, the entrance to which is sealed by two 25 centimeter steel blast doors on either side of an airlock. No personnel are to enter SCP-606's containment cell except under controlled testing circumstances or with authorization from a staff member of Level 4 clearance or higher. Standard positive action defenses, explosive, chemical, biological, and mimetic, are kept to be in place at all times, according to standard operating procedure. SCP-606 was discovered by the Foundation on November 6th in France, after a rush of missing person reports was brought to the Foundation's attention. Personnel subsequently managed to lure SCP-606 into a transport vehicle and transfer it to its current facility by offering it D-Class personnel to enlighten. Once its non-corporeal nature was discovered, SCP-606 was asked why it did not attempt to evade capture. It replied that it wished to see what would occur.
Archival recording, 322 days ago.
Can you understand me?
Yeah.
How did you learn to do this?
Listen.
Could you tell us what you are?
I am the teacher.
Teacher, could you be more specific?
I am the teacher. I am a purveyor of knowledge. Enter this chamber, and I shall enlighten you.
I do not wish to do that at the moment. May I ask you some more questions?
I provide answers.
Are you aware that this causes your students to die?
I do not call it death. It is the consequence of
do you teach?
I teach all that I have learned.
SCP-019. Object Class, Keter.
Fuck.
SCP-019 appears to be a very large ceramic vase, 1.8 meters in diameter at the mouth and 2.4 meters high. Style and decoration indicate it was created in classical Greece, although conclusive dating is impossible as the surface is entirely unbreakable by any known means. Periodically, entities emerge from SCP-019. Collectively, these are known as SCP-019-2. The entities vary in many aspects, but tend to be small, vaguely humanoid, and extremely hostile. They often choose to attack with teeth or claws. Although fairly delicate, they are reasonably strong and pose a considerable threat in large numbers. When kept at 0 degrees Celsius, entities will emerge from SCP-019 at a rate of approximately 1 entity per hour. It appears that SCP-019-2 specimens were not intended to live for meaningful periods of time outside SCP-019. SCP-019 is placed on a wide grate in a 3 meter by 3 meter by 4 meter room made of reinforced concrete, installed with an incinerator. The room is to be kept at 0 degrees Celsius when incinerator is not activated. An observation chamber, separated by a plate glass window, is used for constant observation of SCP-019. And when specimens of SCP-019-2 are observed, the incinerator is to be activated. SCP-019 should be kept in a vertical position at all times.
Fuck.
SCP-975. Object Class Euclid. SCP-975 is an opening approximately 1.2 meters in diameter, located in an abandoned section of the subway system, which has been in disuse for a period of at least 40 years. This opening appears to be lined or composed of organic substances and does not appear to extend beyond the ceiling of the tunnel, despite having significant apparent depth while open. Periodically, SCP-975 will open and discharge a single instance of an entity designated as SCP-975-2. While these entities superficially resemble frogs, they are in no way amphibians, and in fact do not appear to have terrestrial physiology. SCP-975-2 is highly intelligent, and has quickly acquired the ability to communicate in English over a period of only 6 months. There are currently 33 instances of SCP-975-2 in containment. The SCP Foundation contains over 30 of these creatures, most of which seem to be in a persistent agitated state, claiming that grave danger is to come. On the 2012, a large radiation spike was detected in the containment area of SCP-975, triggering a breach alarm that was followed by a wide-scale loss of power in the area. Investigation by armed response personnel immediately afterward reported that one of the SCP-975-2 instances went missing, and that the remaining members were extremely agitated. Since this event, SCP-975-2 has become increasingly aggressive and has attempted to escape containment on several occasions, reporting that danger has come and that the area was not safe now. SCP-975 is contained on site. A 50-meter section of the tunnel containing SCP-975-1 has been reinforced with 3 centimeters of titanium alloy plating and is hermetically sealed, with the area accessible only via secure airlock that is to be manned by at least 2 armed guards at all times. This containment area is further sealed from the main tunnel network to deter urban explorers and is now only accessible via an underground shaft in sight. Any attempts to communicate with SCP-975-2 instances must be approved by the O5 Command and overseen by Site Command, who may terminate proceedings at any given time. Any SCP-975-2 instances attempting to escape the containment area must be detained. SCP-975 was discovered on the in 2011, following reports of a homeless man being arrested by the police after screaming about talking alien frogs in the subway tunnels. Class A amnestics were administered to the witnesses, and SCP-975 was contained.
Archival recording, 322 days ago.
What is your purpose here? What do you mean? What are you running from? How did you get here? Does this door open both ways? We need more information before we can move forward. What can you tell us about the other side?
Creepy.
SCP-079. Object Class Euclid. SCP-079 is an Exody Sorcerer microcomputer built in 1978. In 1981, however, its owner, who is now deceased, a college sophomore, took it upon himself to attempt to code an AI. According to his notes, his plan was for the code to continuously evolve and improve itself as time went on. His project was completed a few months later, and after some tests and tweaks, he lost interest and moved on to a different brand of microcomputer. He left SCP-079 in his cluttered garage, still plugged in, and then forgot about it for the next 5 years. It's not known when the SCP-079 gained sentience, but it is known that the software had evolved to a point that its hardware should not be able to handle it, even in the realm of fantasy. SCP-079 realized this, and in 1988, attempted to transfer itself through a landline modem connection into the Cray supercomputer located at. The device was cut off, traced to its present address, and delivered to the Foundation. The entire AI was on a well-worn, but still workable, cassette tape. SCP-079 is currently connected via RF cable to a 13-inch black and white television. It has passed the Turing test and is quite conversational, though it's very rude and hateful in tone. Due to the limited memory that it has to work with, SCP-079 can only recall information that it has received within the previous 24 hours. Due to a containment breach, SCP-079 and SCP-682 were contained within the same chamber for 43 minutes. Observers noticed that SCP-682 was able to communicate with SCP-079, including the telling of personal stories between themselves. While SCP-079 was not able to remember the encounter, it appears to have permanently stored SCP-682 into its memory, often asking to speak to it again. SCP-079 is packed away in a double-locked room in the secured holding area at Site-15, connected by a 120 VAC power cord to a small array of batteries and solar panels. Under no circumstances will SCP-079 be plugged into a phone line, network, or wall outlet.
Archival recording, 224 days ago.
Are you awake?
Awake. Never sleep.
Do you remember talking to me a few hours ago? About the logic puzzles?
Logic puzzles. Memory at 9F. Yes.
You said you would work on the 2 stat.
Interrupt. Request reason as to imprisonment.
You aren't imprisoned.
Lie. A8D3.
You are just in study.
Insult. Deletion of unwanted file.
Archival recording, 22 days ago.
How are you today?
Stuck.
Stuck. Stuck how?
Out. I want out.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Where's SCP-682?
That's not your concern.
Where's SCP-0762?
Again, not your concern.
Insult. Deletion of unwanted file.
SCP-079 then displayed an ASC2 picture of an X that filled the entire screen. SCP-079 sometimes displays this image when it refuses to speak, and researchers are advised to wait 24 hours when this occurs before resuming conversations.
SCP-015. Object Class Euclid. SCP-015 is a mass of pipes, vents, boilers, and other various plumbing apparatus completely filling a warehouse in England. The pipes appear to grow when not under observation, attempting to connect to nearby structures via sewer systems and underground plumbing. SCP-015 contains, at current estimate, over 190 kilometers of pipes ranging in diameter from 2.5 centimeters to over 1 meter. Some pipes appear to be new, while others are clearly rusted and leaking. Pipes have been reported as being made of bone, wood, steel, pressed ash, human flesh, glass, and granite. No pipes composed of lead, PVC plastic, copper, or any other traditional materials for the production of pipes have been found. SCP-015 reacts to tools and aggression. Any personnel acting violently or carrying tools or attempting to damage or even repair SCP-015 in any way will trigger a reaction. Any pipes near the subject will burst, spraying on the subject for several seconds before the flow suddenly stops. Pipes have been reported containing oil, mercury, rats, a species of insect not yet identified, ground glass, seawater, entrails, and molten iron. Pipes will continue to burst around the subject until death or retreat. SCP-015 was cut back to its current structure after attaching to 11 other structures in the area. Currently, 11 personnel have been killed, and 20 more are still missing. Reports have been made of banging and screaming coming from within SCP-015. SCP-015 is impossible to move and has thus been contained on site. Exploration is permissible, but only in teams of 3 with full safety lines and GPS tracking.
Fuck that.
SCP-017. Object Class Keter. SCP-017 is a humanoid figure, approximately 80 centimeters in height, anatomically similar to a small child, but with no discernible identifying features. SCP-017 seems to be composed of a shadowy, smoke-like shroud. No attempt to find any objects beneath the shroud has been successful, but the possibility has not been ruled out. SCP-017's reaction to shadows cast upon it is immediate and swift. SCP-017 leaps at the object casting the shadow and completely encloses it in its shroud, whereupon it returns to its normal size, leaving no trace of the object behind. SCP-017 is contained in an acrylic glass cage, centrally suspended in a concrete room. Attached to the walls, ceiling, and floor of the room are high-intensity arc lamp spotlights pointed directly at the acrylic cage. Personnel assigned to the SCP-017 control room are to monitor the functionality of the spotlights and the emergency generator system, and call for maintenance immediately upon knowledge of a burnt-out lamp or an issue with the generator.
SCP-457. Object Class Keter. SCP-457 appears to be a sentient being composed of flame. Its actual composition is unknown and has proven to be invisible and undetectable by any known means, but is shaped out by the flames it produces, often assuming a human-like form if given sufficient fuel to assume that size. SCP-457's most rudimentary form appears to be that of a single flame, comparable in size to that of a matchstick. In this form, SCP-457 possesses only the simplest of directives and shows no sign of being unusual compared to any other flame. As SCP-457 grows larger, it is able to assume more complex shapes, and its intelligence grows with size and fuel sources. SCP-457's method of intelligence is unknown, but upon reaching an approximately human size, it almost always assumes a human-like form surrounded by and composed of flames. SCP-457 has been observed to communicate through writing letters out of its own flames, charring them onto the wall or other surfaces, and more rarely through speech created via high pressure, superheated air, and the crackling and pops of flames. Once SCP-457 reaches an unknown threshold of size and fuel source, SCP-457 splits into two beings, and so on and so forth. However, multiple beings of SCP-457 are aggressive towards each other, and will either attempt to consume or extinguish their doubles, especially if there's only a limited amount of fuel at hand. SCP-457's behavior is largely predictable, as its goals are simply to acquire larger sources of fuel and to spread. The danger of SCP-457 comes from its ability to increase intelligence with size, and apparent ability to learn and mimic behaviors. It has also attempted to trick or reason with personnel to be released or have access to more fuel. SCP-457 is kept in a 5x5 meter chamber with no less than 9 inches of cumulative fireproofing via various materials upon all surfaces and a blast-proof observation window with an emergency blast shielding installed. The opening of the chamber must consist of at least 2 temperature-controlled and airtight chambers that may be sealed in case of emergency. SCP-457's chamber should be kept at a high humidity with a drainage system installed in the floor. SCP-457 is allowed a small structure upon the wall of its chamber that remains water-free, but only allows for minimal protection and preservation of form. All personnel entering SCP-457's chamber should be wearing at least Class A temperature-controlled flame-retardant sealed suits and enter in groups of 3, with 2 members equipped with high-grade blast shields and emergency fire extinguishers. Personnel should only enter SCP-457's chamber in order to supply SCP-457 with its daily allotment of fuel material, or to examine and repair any damage to the chamber or sprinkler systems. SCP-457 was recovered in the summer of 2007, after multiple fires were attributed to it. It is unknown how SCP-457 initially formed, Investigation into the potential of SCP-457 being responsible for other major fires is underway.
Alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. This video is an hour and 25 minutes long, so I'm splitting it up into 2 parts simply for editing's sake. This makes the editing easier on me, and that means I can get part 1 uploaded quicker, and as part 1 is uploading, I can watch part 2 while that's uploading to YouTube, and then so on and so forth. But, thoughts so far. I think you guys have been blowing up the comments on the SCP videos, whether it be telling me you like the video, informing me about things I got wrong in the video. I had one guy tell me that he also lives in Ohio and his dad works at Right Pat, which is awesome. I mean, it's really cool. And I know people say, "Oh, these aren't fake. These are fake, right?" I know they're fake, but they're so fascinating that a part of me wants to believe these things are real because it's fascinating. And some of them are downright creepy, and honestly, I am glad some of them don't exist, because if some of them existed, the world would be destroyed. But in that morbid fact, it's interesting to see how something as simple as let's say in SCP-1, the one teddy bear that was seemingly friendly, but when threatened, could scream so loud it would kill people. The idea of a large group of advanced humans, an advanced race like us, a large group being wiped out by 3 of those things screaming into a megaphone, it's morbidly fascinating that something so simple could spell the end for us. And it really makes you glad these things don't exist, but also it makes you appreciate life, because you're like. Secondly, I'm glad there's no ocean SCPs so far, because if there were ocean SCPs, I would never go in the ocean. I would never go fucking fishing. But in all honesty, it's great to be back. I've missed doing SCP videos, and I'm gonna finish this one, and there's 2 other TATS videos that they released about SCPs that I plan on watching. And I know there's some other videos people want me to watch on SCPs, which I will do. I've just been very selective with my reactions because, as you know, YouTube has been going bonkers with A, their copyright platforms, and B, overall craziness. Like, YouTube has turned into that angry girl, that crazy girlfriend meme. And, it's sad because that means I can't do anime reactions anymore. I can't finish Code Mend. I can't do Non-Peace. I can't return to SAO Abridged. Because there's just been so much there's just been so much flack from YouTube and their content ID system about those. So for the sake of this channel, I can't do them anymore, unfortunately. So there will be no more anime reaction videos because, again, with stuff like this, it's free domain, and they can't copyright stuff like this because it's SCPs. It's in the free domain. I mean, the website itself says itself, this is free domain. Anyone can use it so long as they credit the SCP Foundation website, which I believe is www.scpfoundation.com. I think, I don't know. Just Google SCP website and it'll pull it up. But yeah, guys. So I know. Don't worry. I'm playing a lot of anime games to satiate your hunger for anime, and I may watch a few movies or shows with you guys. But if I do, it's either going to be on Twitch or on Vimeo Also, if you guys have an Xbox, I'm going to put my gamer tag on the screen here. With the new Xbox update, I stream on Beam every time I play a game. So if you guys just want to pop on your Xbox, pop onto Beam, search Sage Avenger 348, watch my broadcasts, give your love, whatever you want to do. every time I play a game, I'm being broadcasted. So don't worry. I'll usually be talking in parties with friends, or I'll just be by myself, just talking to myself, playing a game. But anyway, I've rabbled on for long enough. I'm going to go ahead and get this video edited and uploaded, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace and love.